So the desert, it's pretty zany. So I brought someone along who's also pretty zany. It's Zane.
I fucking
E.
hate you so much. Just
Everyone loves me.
because that's my Twitter handle doesn't fucking mean that you should just continuously make that reference.
No, I'm okay with it.
Oh man. I mean, if you want to have a pun war, we'll have a pun war.
Oh, well, I'll lose a pun war, but I can come up with ones that I get like 2 weeks to prepare.
That's kind of adorable in a sad, pathetic way.
Yeah, I'm a goon. That's it.
Fair enough. Okay. But yeah.
So there's a lot of these kinds of levels or screens in this Half a World 3. All of these outdoor screens. There's not too many of at least not compared to the first half. There's not too many of the mud pit kind of screens.
No, but I mean, you got a lot of death pits, and it seems a lot of tornadoes that just want to fling you into them.
Actually, that's the only tornado.
Really?
Yeah, that one, the one in the second level, and that's it. Oh, where does this balloon go? I guess there's literally no way of knowing, so maybe we'll have to jump down and risk death, or just trial and error.
I don't even think that was really much trial and error. That was pretty obvious.
No, because it could have easily just gone over there, and I might have missed getting a key that might have led to some platforms that would have gone to a colored gem or a golo.
I think you're stretching it a little too much.
I am, but I might as well at this point.
Fair enough. This is the PlayStation's answer to Mario Galaxy, or Mario 64, whatever. Words are hard today.
Is it? I mean, Crash came out, and I guess every single platformer on the PlayStation was an answer to Mario 64. I guess Crash was the one that they ended up being the answer. Maybe Spyro.
Maybe. Spyro didn't seem like it was always competing with Mario. Maybe more like PlayStation's answer to Zelda, maybe?
Oh, okay. I haven't played Spyro, as people might have learned through this thread.
It was a really good game.
That's what I've heard.
You missed out.
In terms of this being like an answer to Mario 64, though, the thing is, Mario 64 is a 3D game, whereas this is a 2D game in a 3D world. Like, all you're doing is just following a pretty much linear path from the start of the game to the end of the game, going through levels. And that's what the new Mario Bros, the Mario 3D World and 3D Land games, like those do that. But Mario 64 and Sunshine and a little bit of Galaxy, like they are about exploring 3D space in like a playgroundy kind of manner. Like they're fundamentally different design philosophies.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know if you've ever read that. Oh God, I don't even remember the name of it. But like Geometry World by a famous geometrist, because you had to read that in a math class. It was stupid. Basically, what I'm saying is that everything is, in fact, 2D, even if we perceive it in 3 dimensions.
That sounds like something a pretentious dick would say.
Pretty much.
I'll probably read that book.
Oh, I bet you would, too. Oh, man, no. Yeah, if you ever want to just kind of hate the world and everything like that, read books that mathematicians write.
Oh, I read one. It was about the golden ratio. Oh, that was a slog. Oh, hey, that was a colored gem. Bet you would have never known that.
No, probably not. It's kind of the same as everything else, but at least it's area that you could kind of easily get, sort of, kind of, not really.
So I've been running through a couple of these rooms because we needed to get some keys first. So this room is pretty tricky. for a couple of reasons. First, there's this little challenge where you've got to time it correctly, because that's going to fall down, so you've got to jump and just land in time. That's pretty cool.
That is actually a pretty awesome challenge. I have to give it to the developers and that was like, that wasn't like complete bullshit or anything.
No, it was that was a well thought out challenge. One of few. This is one of those. This is something that when I played the game the first time before recording this, like I smashed the box before realizing that I had screwed myself. And I don't remember it respawning, the box respawning when I left the room and came back in, but I also don't remember a lot of things about the game.
It's a fairly forgettable game. Like, I watch every video and I still have no idea what the hell's happening most of them.
He runs and jumps, and he spins. He goes Shazam when he ground pounds, and then he picks up color gems and fuzzballs.
Right.
And then he beats a really stupidly easy boss, or theoretically easy boss.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's just, it all kind of bleeds together eventually.
Oh yeah, by the time you get to the second half of any world, you're kind of ready to be done with the world. Do I go backwards? Oh, I do. So the fireballs are like going in sequence here, so it's supposed to be a bit, kind of tricky to go backwards along them. That's pretty challenging. But what they want you to do here is hit that button. That makes platforms appear over there. So they want you to jump those platforms again, but I have no time for that, so I'm just gonna go do this.
I love it. Oh, fuck that. Get fucked, developers.
Yeah, it's their own damn fault.
I mean, no, it really is. It's a lot of it is like just really shitty rooms. I don't mean to be completely like negative about this game. I know you love it so much.
Yeah, come on, let's be real. And of course, back to just a standard lava room. And this is where, like, you can really see the downside to the fact that Croc just magnetizes to any moving platform, because you don't even have to think or try with these. All you have to do is just jump remotely near them, and you're guaranteed to just drop straight onto them.
Oh,
Like
so when you're falling, I was like, what do you mean dropping straight on them? You're barely able to grab the damn thing. But no, I understand now. Okay. Yeah, that's really dumb.
Like, I don't know if that was a conscious thing or a side effect of the engine, but yeah, it kind of breaks any challenge regarding moving platforms.
Well, yeah, even outside of that, just trying to get back to the normalcy of, okay, I've done the stupid challenge, let's go back home to progress. It's just like, nope, you just keep falling down.
There's a lot of gems on this one, and I don't know if it's because the ghost would otherwise normally be pretty quick, and so you've got to leave a lot of them, or if they just wanted to really tempt you into picking up gems in case you had somehow not gotten the fact of the previous bonus levels. But it's actually a really easy bonus level. There's no trickery to it. You just grab the balloon, fly for a while, and bam, there's the key.
Ah. These ones are at least kind of cool. I mean, they're more interesting than the Simon Says button pressing ones.
Yeah, like I said in the last video, I do like the idea of the whole race thing. It's just the whole, if you fuck it up, if you don't win immediately, you have to do the whole level again. That's where it's obnoxious.
Wish I could say that developers have made strides in that, but they really haven't at all.
So we've got to go all the way around there to get that gobbo. But first things first, we need to drop down here because there's a secret platform.
Of course.
I'll explain. No, well, it actually, you do notice it when you get over to the other side. You'll see this is a really ineffectual secret area. Those are supposed to be waterfalls, I think. They're supposed to push you into the acid, I think. But you just wait for 2 seconds.
It is one of the most anemic waterfalls ever.
And that's 4 easy lives. I'm also kind of done losing lots of lives like I was in the last video.
Yeah, I remember you had something like 40 lives, and...
Yes, yeah, something like that.
You know, they really like to use the balloons, and...
They got a lot more fond of them, like this in this world, it seems.
It seems every world has had the balloons. It's just they really ramped it up here. Like, you know, we don't really have much of anything. Let's just use the zip lining balloons. That seems like a good idea.
And yeah, you would get over to that other end of the screen and look over and see, oh, there's a platform down there. I wonder how I get to that. But that, you know, that's expecting the player to play the level more than once.
Well, you never know. Kids are dumb. Kids will be like,
Oh,
yeah.
they are.
Yeah, I totally love this game. This game is like,
Oh,
you know.
And see those, that's the kind of thing that I mean with the Trident Dantinis. It's not that the stuff that was in that bonus level with them shooting at you before you can, you know, where you only have the tiniest, like, you only have a small bit of space to, like, avoid them. That's not the thing that annoys me. The thing that annoys me is that that's literally all that they do for, like, the last, you know, the second half of the game, or the last third of the game. When they want to have a bit of challenge, they go, fuck it, just put in some Trident Dantini shooting at you from a distance, and just call it a day.
Makes for cool effects at the very least, if you're fast enough, or... But, yeah, it's not really...
Yeah, it works once, though, and this is that classic thing of platforms appearing under the boxes. This time, the boxes are a little far away from each other, and I think what they want you to do is go all the way to the end, smash the one on the end, run over the platforms, come back and forward, and climb up the platform again. But you can do this and save a whole lot of time.
Oh my goodness. So when are we going to see the TAS of Croc now?
You can Google YouTube search for Croc TAS, and it's the guy called Ring Rush, I believe his username is, and he did, I think, any percent of Croc. Fucking camera, no, camera doesn't want to cooperate. He does any percent of Croc in about 38 minutes, and 100% in an hour and 15 or so.
I mean, from you. I don't care about some random jerk. I want to see the true Let's Play experience here.
Oh, okay, let me reveal my true form. I'm Ring Rush.
Oh, okay.
Phew, that was a close one.
I totally believe you in every manner.
Unbelievable like that. I have no idea what this switch does.
Well, that's a good question.
Like, it didn't make a platform here, because it didn't make that, like, platformy noise. It wasn't a, didn't make a platform move, because it disappeared, but, like, that's all that the switches normally do. I have no idea.
Could it have possibly made a platform appear in a different area? Or is the game that advanced?
I don't know. If it is, that's literally the only time it's ever happened.
Well, you know what you gotta do? You gotta replay this level, not hit that switch, and see if it affects the next area.
Another thing that I thought maybe it could be is that somehow that switch turns that regular gem into the blue gem.
Has that ever happened?
Nope. I honestly would go back and record some more stuff, but the disc that I have is scratched to hell, and it doesn't actually load my endgame save file, so I'd have to replay the whole game up to this point.
Sounds like a noble sacrifice to me.
You're the only one. I would hope.
Maybe. But no, that's really kind of bizarre. I'm really baffled now. Could they have just made a dummy switch just because?
Maybe.
That switch is gonna like really fuck with me now. Oh my god.
Well, I guess you just have to go buy Croc PS1 now.
Yeah, I guess, but let's not do that.
Welcome to Let's Not of Croc PS1. That's probably actually already a name of a video series that someone on YouTube's already done.
This game is a bunch of Croc.
I think I said that in the thread title.
Probably. Now that you mention it, I think that's maybe exactly where I got that from.
So those geyser platforms now are a lot faster to fall down, so it kind of gets more tricky. Now the whole thing where I keep jumping over them before they've actually come up, that becomes more relevant, except I still time it badly a lot.
You only fucked it up once. Don't sell yourself short, kid.
Is this the level that I do that? Oh, I think this is the video that I do that. You'll see.
Oh, can't wait.
This Santini's on fire. Is he any threat at all? No.
No threat. No surprise either, but it's like, god. Like, how hard is it to make some sort of terrifying enemy, or at least some sort of enemy at all that isn't just a complete joke?
The worms are terrifying. You also can't kill them. They were terrifying when I was a kid. Like the giant worms, not the little ones. And then, to completely fit in with the desert theme, here's some spike balls on chains.
Oh, of course. It makes perfect sense.
Don't even need to care about getting hit by the last one.
Oh, we're in another race. This would be a lot scarier than those worms. Let's be honest here.
This is another one of those. Like in the first race, there was it had that fork in the road, and you had to
Jump
one
off.
path let loose back around on itself. Yeah. So I went the wrong way pretty much there, because you don't actually have to follow the path. And obviously, again with that, I didn't line up the jump properly, so it's entirely my fault. I think it actually was that time, because I jumped kind of off into space.
You made the only winning move, let's be honest.
Making an LP of this so I can delete these off my hard drive.
Sure, let's go with that. Oh, that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, but what? So, what do we do? What do we do as game designers? I don't want to just put the gobbo in the cage right there. How would we put a button there and make you have to take some platforms for no reason? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Not only that, but oh hey, let's have the cage actually, or the key, be beyond the cage, and so you're gonna have to double back and eventually just kill more time.
They did that in the one of the levels in the previous video.
Did they?
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but life's kind of a beach. This game's kind of a beach as well. That's not a beach. That's mud. Or tar.
Look, I don't know about you, but I hear mud baths are pretty amazing, and I would gladly put put myself in filth.
Mud baths are pretty cool, but I don't think you see them at the beach that often. This is another one of those cool level concepts that was in World 2 that I like, where you have like a central kind of room and that you keep visiting. So that room had a couple of branching paths. I say branching paths, but yeah, we have to come to this screen first to get. There's a key on top of that stack of boxes. You may have seen it. The video may have been too low quality to see it. Also, that green gem. Now, tell me that you would have actually considered that you could climb up with that little texture there.
Would have given it a shot. It's not that unreasonable to assume. Oh, hey, this is kind of textured differently from everything that has been textured exactly the same. Every fucking
I'll say, I mean,
level.
as a stupid kid, I managed to. That's similar to that wall. The climbable walls in World 1, were kind of obvious that they were climbable walls, and I managed to miss those. So I have no idea how I or any other kid would have seen these climbable walls here. So we got the key here. Let's go pick up this gobbo. And which of these two is the gem? It's this one. How do I know that? It's actually there is a tell. I mentioned this before, but there is a way to tell which of the gems is the hidden gem, is a colored gem in disguise.
It rotates slower.
I don't know about that. Maybe this is supposed to be a cool kind of challengey thing where you can't jump over the fireballs or the energy blast from the Tridantinis, because you'll get hit by the bouncing fireballs.
Except for the whole fact that you just walk around it.
Oh, and also, where should we put the key? We forgot to put the key anywhere. Chuck it in the corner there.
That is horribly, horribly, horribly designed. Did nobody play test it?
Probably not. No one at Nintendo did.
This was on Nintendo?
Well, they wanted it to be. They made Star Fox, and apparently, like, they had quite a bit of mentoring from Nintendo to help out with some, just with making that better than it could have been. And that is absolute bullshit. I would have made that had they put a fucking drop shadow underneath Croc, but no, that was too much. They couldn't even, they had to shrink him down just to make him fit in the levels better.
I'd like to be at that meeting, like, I know Steve's just worked really hard on these levels, and David, you did pretty good on the character model, but the character model is just way too big. Can't we just make the levels bigger? No. Let's just make Croc bigger, or Croc smaller. How does that even happen? Like, seriously, how do you make a character model too big?
I think it was either that, or he made it, to a normal, reasonable scale, and then when they were putting the, whoever made the levels, they wanted to put in 40 or 50 or so, and the only way they could do that was to make them really small. Lack of communication, in any case.
It's just weird, like, completely. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Just complete lack of communication. How does that even happen? Like, seriously. This game is kind of like amazing that it was even put together. It sounds like.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the system specs of the Saturn, but maybe the Saturn had was supposed to be a bit beefier than the PS1, and it might have been able to handle bigger levels or something like that.
Well, the Saturn was designed initially as a really enhanced 2D gaming system. You know, was not supposed to make 3D games at all. Then, you know, Sony's PlayStation came out. They're like, well, let's add 2 more processors onto the main processor. That's why it has 3 processors. And those were supposed to help with making 3D modeling. But if you've seen everything on the Saturn with 3D modeling, it looks like crap. Anything that's 2D looks amazing. Probably some of the best sprite works ever.
Huh.
I'm a really big Sega fan, so I kind of know a lot of what they do, and especially their fuck-ups.
Well, I think every Sega fan's a big fan of their fuck-ups, or knows a lot about their fuck-ups. Oh, hey, is that Giantini gonna get us?
No.
No, because there was a cage there originally, so he just flies around all the time.
So, you know, patterned enemies is, you can't really go and say that's bad design, because a lot of people do that.
No, but they could have put... Instead, they could have just put the gobbo in a regular crate, and that way the Giantini would have been able to fly over the crate. Something like that.
Possible.
I really don't like these tiny platforms. I haven't mentioned this before, but they actually really irritate me because the collision detection is really bad, so you kind of have to jump from closer to the middle than to the edge. It makes it really hard to make some of the jumps.
Yeah. 3D platforming has always been kind of a pain. People, it's just something we've never really gotten right. The closest we ever get is Mario games that have done 3D platforming to a really awesome way.
Pretty much. It's unreasonable to compare something to Mario and expect the same, but I'll still do it.
I don't believe there's anything unreasonable about that.
Oh no, as it turns out, you can't avoid getting those gems while you're on that hidden platform.
You can't not exist on the platform, as you found out. The platform does not have a
I cannot exist on it. I'd have to not exist altogether, though.
See that I don't know why you thought, oh, you know, maybe Croc can just kind of somewhat have 1 pixel of himself on the arrow, and this would work.
I really didn't want to... I really wanted to just minimize the chance that that would happen.
I'm not sure if you answered this question before, but with the... he has to go to the key to eat it, right? He doesn't eat the gobbo or anything like that.
No, it just eats the key.
Okay, so that's less of a dick move, but that's just kind of like... That's just kind of annoying.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And they make such a big deal out of, oh, look at this kind of arena-y looking place. Same way that they do with a lot of the boss battles, you know, boxing ring, etc. Baron Dante's kind of running out of ideas at this point, so he's like, fucking Cactus? Sure. And look at that guy. That guy was just entirely nonplussed about what just happened.
It's like, oh shit, my cactus is moving. Alright, we'll just keep it here. By the way, I feel really offended just at this whole thing. It's just being from the desert and Cactus Jack, really? Really? It's like you're insulting my people.
The developers are from Britain. What do you expect?
Those racist bastards. I'm not sure why people that live in the desert are considered a race, but let's just go with it for right now.
The sand people. You frighten easily, but you return in greater numbers. No one pay attention to the fact that I said that.
I don't even know what to say now. That was clever, but somehow really offensive.
So that was a really, like a hilariously short lead up to the boss. Cactus Jack, he shoots needles at you that you dodge easily, then he spins around and you also dodge that easily, and then he gets tired or dizzy.
And you dodge that easily.
I dodged him getting tired really, really easily. Except when I don't.
Oh, he actually does go close enough to the wall. I was kind of wondering, like, does he even get close, or does it just kind of, like, fuck off?
Yeah, there's a glitch that you can do where if you spin him right as he's starting to spin around, he will spin in place, and he won't do that. This whirlwind kind of spin.
Oh.
And whoops, the one time I didn't dodge his getting tired when I got hit from him by him like 2 feet away.
What? What is even happening? You have become one with Cactus Jack.
I destroyed him from the inside.
Now
And,
go back to
you know,
not
the lizard-
existing.
The lizard's just like, okay, now I fucking live here. Great. In a place where I don't get nearly as much sun in the evenings and the mornings. More sky platforms.
Oh, of course. This is a very vertical area. I mean, that's when you think of deserts, you think of vertical climbing.
Yeah. That's what I was expecting. I'm glad that we got this. I would have been offended otherwise. I think that was totally worth what just happened.
So you had a net gain of 0. That's at least better than...
Exactly. And for some, like, they don't even target you when you're standing right here, so this is actually stupidly easy.
Oh wow,
It's both the laziness of just putting Trident Dantinis in and the frustration of it not even being a challenge.
So they have no wide targeting? Is it just all we're just gonna shoot you just shoot straight like all the time?
Yeah. The same thing's underwater. Or at least the wide targeting is locked in. Like I'm jumping, it's kind of like fucking, God, I can't think of a good comparison to make. But basically, yeah, they set a target point, and then you just jump right as they're about to fire, and they're shooting at the old target point. This is where I lose quite a few lives, mostly out of impatience.
Doing good so far. Wow, that was just blatant negligence.
I mistimed the jump. Physics didn't, jump button didn't work there. That's mistiming it. This is all going horribly.
Wow,
mistimed it by like that's like by 3. That was like 2 frames.
That's bullshit, actually. Yeah. But like most of these jumps, they're not even mistiming. It's just like, I'll just jump now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really impatient whenever it comes to those. I'm impatient with the whole game. I just want to get through the game, which is a great attitude for an LP.
Generally, when you're close to getting done with it, that's just kind of how it goes. But yeah.
I mean, I say this having... I mean, I wanted to LP it because I finally had gotten Croc and played through all of it, for the first time in my life, and I hadn't played it in like 10 years. So I played it last year, went 100%ed it, and realized, wow, this game sucks. And I looked on the archive and there were no LPs of it, so I'm like, well, might as well LP it. And then I recorded all of the footage, and then the other LP started as soon as I finished recording all the footage.
Eh.
Oh, do you know what time it is? Time for more underwater sections.
Oh yeah. Come on, Croc. I know you can do this. You know, on the positive side, at least Croc doesn't drown.
No, he's a crocodile. He hunts in the water, which makes this seem even more funny. These guys are really annoying to dodge if you aren't if you aren't constantly dodging them though.
They're hard to dodge when you can't actually move more than just like an inch a minute.
You can hold the X button and you'll do the Mario thing of just paddling at a stupidly slow speed. Anyway, there's a glitch you can also do here, where basically, if you jump to the side and collect the puzzle piece, but then fall into the water, you'll get that like level complete screen, and you'll still have control of Croc underwater as long as you don't press X. And it causes some interesting, if I recall correctly, some interesting stuff happens.
Oh, well. Please tell me you at least show that off.
I will in the bonus. I'll show as much as I can off. I mean, I think I can show everything off. It's just the task shows off the hovering better than I do. But at least now we're done with World 3. World 4 is actually quite a bit better.
Oh.
If not more, even though it does have some more disappointing aspects to it.
Oh, I'm glad I got sucked in for one of the bad videos then.
It's because I care about you the most.
I guess.